This is Triggered.
And you will be. It's Valentine's week.
It is, and I can't even tell you how fucking happy I am to have you here.
Honest to God, this is weird. So because only our bonus episoders know I just had surgery.
That's right.
Yeah.
Emergency surgery, not
Yeah.
planned surgery.
No. So I am like stitched up in my stomach. I'm sitting in this weird position. And if anyone knows about what happens after they blow you up like a blimp, that is my life right now.
Yeah.
I feel like if you put a pin in me, I would explode. I feel like just like a giant gimp. Or no, not gimp. Blimp.
A blimp.
So bad.
Despite what you all may think, Ashley is no longer on pain meds.
Nope. But I'm thinking they're coming today.
I am so glad that you're here, and I'm so glad that you got all that dealt with.
I know. I'm now unable to.
I was terrified.
I mean, I am never having to fear pregnancy. So there's that.
I know, which is wonderful. Welcome to the dark side.
It's a very weird feeling.
I know.
It
takes a little bit to get used to.
Yeah.
So I didn't tell you this because you had a lot of shit going on, but when you texted me and was like, so I'm going for surgery, I was at Food Basics, which is a grocery store here, and I started bawling.
Oh no.
And the girl that was putting stuff on the shelf came over and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "My best friend has to go for surgery and I'm scared."
My God.
And she held me.
Don't make me laugh, it hurts.
She literally like hugged me and she's like, "It's okay." Like, no, was just like, "I don't know you."
I'm
And
dead.
It was
Oh
hilarious. I had a full mental breakdown
and
at Food Basics.
You were so like, girl, it's gonna be great. You've got this. Apparently you didn't.
I was bawling.
That's good because I was crying on my end too, but trying to pretend like it's not a big deal.
You're always like that. You're always like,
I know.
It's fine.
But I was also high off my beans, so.
I know you were. I'm so glad that you're back.
Well,
not that for those that don't know, my Matt stepped in and did a wonderful job.
What a sweet man. I love him.
And for those of you who messaged our page and told me that he sounded sexy and had a sultry voice, back off.
He does, though.
I know.
I know. Mike was like, "That sounds pretty good." I was like, okay.
Yeah, we got a couple messages through Facebook where they were like, "Wow, like Matt sounds so sultry," and I was
what?
Listen up.
If this like blue collar life doesn't work out, I mean, he could be a phone sex operator. Do they still have those?
I don't know, but he'd be so good.
He could sell his services on Craigslist.
I'd call him.
I would call him. I'd be like,
"Hello, sir.
Can you tell me to pass you the Phillips and then yell at me?
Tell me about your engine."
I can't.
Oh, God. All right.
Okay, so I have a special surprise for you today.
Okay.
So I have a story that takes place not only Ottawa, but also Alberta.
Ooh, I love a Canadiana case.
And how, like, ironic, I live in Ottawa. My parents live in Alberta. So I was like, this is good. And it's a Valentine's Day case.
We're just hitting it all up. Guys, you're getting a whole week of Valentines.
And I love Valentine's Day.
And I don't.
So ever since my kids were little, I would set up. This year I won't be able to do it before. I'll have to do it after because I'm not able to drive. I'm on bed rest for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But when they were born, I started doing this. I write them a speech every year. And I tell them all that. Yeah. And I cry. And actually, last year, like, and I mean, they're older,
Yeah.
they came home and they like look forward to it still. Like,
That
uh,
is actually adorable.
but it was super cute because they have to listen to the speech while I cry and tell them all the amazing things I think about them. And then last year, they were like smirking at each other and rolling their eyes, but I will never stop doing it.
Uh, no.
And my oldest last night was like, "So, are you still doing our Valentine's tradition?" And I was like, "Well, it's going to be a little late this year." But
Mom's
you know,
got some mom's got some holes in her body.
it's going to need a little bit of time.
Yeah,
So, in good measure, because every year I write this speech to the people I love,
right.
I wrote something special for you.
I hope you're kidding.
And no, I wrote something
Are
special for
you gonna
you.
make me cry?
And everyone in the whole world gets to listen to the nonsense that I like to spew.
I'm
Okay.
ready.
Dear Telly,
Oh,
how do I even begin to put into words just how much you mean to me? For almost 20 years, we have walked this wild, beautiful, and sometimes heartbreaking road together. Through marriages, divorces, babies, and losses, laughter that made our stomachs ache, and tears that felt like they would never stop. We have always had each other. That, my love, is one of the greatest blessings of my life. There is no one in this world like you. You are powerful, talented, and fierce in a way that makes the universe stand still and take notice. You are the kind of person who walks into a room and fills it with light. Your spunky Irish fire, your unwavering determination, and your magic touch make everything possible. You accomplish things that others would only dream of, and you do it with grace, with strength, and with that mischievous sparkle in your eye. Your beauty, inside and out, is something that cannot be measured. You have the sweetest smile, the kind that can turn even the darkest day into something bright. Just your presence alone makes things much better. I have seen you move mountains, comfort broken hearts, and create joy out of nothing but sheer will. You are a beautiful mother, a devoted partner, and the kind of friend that only comes once in a lifetime. And I know without a doubt that I could never have made it through life this far without you. You have lifted me when I was too weak to stand, reminded me of who I am when I forgot, and loved me without question, through every version of myself. You, my darling, are one of the bravest little witches I know. A force of nature, a soul that shines brighter than the stars, and I am so incredibly lucky to have you by my side.
Ashley.
I thought I would give a love letter to Telly
I
today.
have tears rolling down my face. I'm gonna
Yes,
need a
you do.
moment. I
Oh,
do. That is so sweet. Oh, that's so special. I don't have a letter for you,
no, this
but
is my
you but
thing.
but you better fucking believe I'm gonna write you one. You bitch.
Well,
That
now
was
the whole world
beautiful. That was
knows it.
so special.
Well, everyone
Thank
needs to know
you.
how amazing you are.
Oh.
And that being said, let's get into the horror.
You're like, now murder. That's my kind of Valentine's Day.
I
Like,
love
I
it.
love you. Let's talk death.
Yes. All right. So, about an hour outside of Calgary, just outside the Rocky Mountains, this place is famously known as cattle country. I kind of picture Yellowstone when I was learning about this area.
Okay.
Cowboys, they're riding horses,
I
rounding up
love that.
cattle.
Every time you say cowboys, there's a sparkle in your eye.
Oh my
Every
God.
time you're like, cowboys?
I'm really hoping for my 41st birthday, my husband dresses up as a cowboy. I'm not going to lie. Mike.
Uh, Mike, if you're listening, you got like less than a month. Figure it the fuck out.
So on a Sunday afternoon, it was business as usual. February 2002, a rancher and his two sons riding horseback are rounding their cattle down a sunny dirt road. Don Lowe notices something along the side of one of the ditches and stops everything. At first, it appeared to be just a pile of blankets and maybe some garbage, but it didn't take long for him to realize that he had stumbled upon a dead body wrapped in sheets.
Oh, God.
So he's like obviously hauling cattle, so he can't stop this massive group of
No,
cattle.
no.
So he decides to continue down the road until he comes to a busy area so he can flag down a car to call the authorities.
Okay.
When the police arrive, they find the remains of a woman wrapped in garbage bags and a sheet. She was wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt, had reddish blonde hair. She was wearing socks with no shoes. Her body was positioned where her lower back was slightly visible, and detectives could see a tattoo. Wasting no time, they quickly secured the scene, as the Alberta weather can quickly damage any evidence.
Yeah.
They carefully wrapped any exposed areas in bags to ensure any DNA or fibers are protected. So, this was obviously not the crime scene. This was a dumping ground. And
Right.
any
Okay.
little bit of information or evidence they can find in the area is going to be crucial on identifying the body as well as finding out who committed this crime.
Yeah.
At this point, they have no idea where this girl is. And that is the first task at hand. Who is this person? What happened to her to be thrown away like trash? And what kind of monster would have done it? And it's really ironic to me when I was actually looking at this because there was a video that I had stumbled across. It took me forever to find anything on this case, which I found very strange. When I did come across the video, like this girl was horrifically murdered. It was a very violent murder.
Oh,
You can see it,
God.
but you're in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Like, how long has the body been there? Like, there's just a lot. Police start, running around, and I'm assuming that, like, rural police officers, this isn't an everyday thing that they come across. So it's
No,
probably like,
no.
let's get the
Terrifying.
guidebook and yeah, because
Yeah.
you don't want to fuck this up.
No.
They put out a statement saying they had found a body and that if anyone had any information or they know of any missing people that could, be a blonde female,
Yeah.
please let us know. So at that point, they're like, okay, looking at missing people, but you have all these tiny little towns. Like, not everything is going to be reported to like a main police
No.
force or database. So that's where, like, I feel like a lot of crimes that get committed do become unsolved murders because there's
Yeah.
no like big police force.
Yeah, for sure. Was she decomposed or was she like newly?
New.
Oh God.
Yeah. So
Okay.
this is a new dump. About an hour away in Nanton, family and friends of a girl named Adrienne McColl are starting to fear the worst as no one has heard or seen her in days.
Mm.
So, Adrienne McColl was a beautiful, fun, happy girl. She had dreams of becoming a fashion designer and had big plans to attend school to pursue her dreams. She worked at her stepfather's restaurant as a waitress and was loved by coworkers and customers alike. She had recently been accepted to college and was so excited as she had planned to move to Vancouver, BC and live with her mom. She was like, I'm just going to work at my stepdad's restaurant. My
Get it.
time is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Her best friend Shandy had last spoken to her on February 13th. They chit chatted about the day, and Adrienne told her she had to go to the dentist, nothing out of the ordinary. She had to get ready and then head into work shortly after that. Just typical best friend daily update. And that was the last time she spoke to her lifelong friend.
Those all
It's so
those
sad.
always kill me.
I know, because you think like, you and I talk a million times a day, like, hey, what are you
Yeah,
doing? Oh, I'm going into the shower. Okay. And then what if all of a sudden I
that's
just,
it. I know.
what?
I
It's
know.
terrifying.
And you know what? Since doing this, I think about that a lot. And I know people say this all the time, like, don't go to bed angry, don't leave without saying I love you and all this. But like truly,
Yeah.
truly, you don't know.
Shandy thought, okay, I'll talk to you later,
I
girlfriend.
know. Ah, poor girl.
It's really sad. But she was becoming very, very, very concerned when both Adrian's father and stepdad, who also hadn't heard from her, called her. They were like, hey,
Yeah.
we haven't heard from her. It's been a
Yeah.
day. Like,
Have you seen her? Have you
yeah,
talked to her? Yeah.
super bizarre. And then she saw the news post that the police had put out saying, like, we found a body. If you know of anyone who's missing, blonde woman, blah, blah,
Oh, that
blah.
must be terrifying.
Yeah. And she said,
Ugh.
so I watched an interview with her, and she said right away, her heart sank. She's like, I knew I had to call. I
Yeah.
knew it was her.
It was her. Yeah.
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 So while friends and family waited, they watched the news cover the case, and they still didn't know that they were talking about Adrienne. And all they could do and pray it wasn't her. So, like, they gave her the description. They said she had a tattoo, this is her, yada, yada,
Oh,
yada.
yeah. Yeah.
And it didn't take long for the autopsy to come back and confirm that it was their girl.
Oh,
So, forensics determined that she had suffered a brutal beating. She had a fractured skull, multiple wounds, but her cause of death was determined to be strangulation.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And so strangulation is usually very intimate.
Yeah, I was gonna say, usually when someone's been strangled, it's like I'd be interested to know if she had a boyfriend, if she
Stay
had a
tuned, my friend.
friend. Yeah,
I've got
I
all
bet.
those answers.
I got it all for you.
So detectives immediately dove deep into her life to find out who could have wanted to hurt this sweet girl. Her biological father was a member of the RCMP in Vancouver.
Okay.
He, at the time, though, was stationed in Kosovo.
Okay. Right.
And she worked as a server at Studio 82 in Calgary for her stepfather, John
Okay.
McGee. Her parents actually had divorced, and the relationship between her stepfather John and her mother had also ended.
Okay.
So her mother had moved to Vancouver. She stayed with John.
Which is
Her
adorable.
stepdad, really cute. And John actually, after the split, had invited Adrienne to move in with him with her little dog Max. He
Oh,
had this cute townhouse, and he was like, "Well, you're welcome to stay here," which I thought was
oh,
adorable.
that I, and maybe it's because like my daughter has step parents. I love hearing when when they're adults, even if the relationship falls apart
I
between their
know.
parent and that person, where they're just like doing their thing.
So John informed police that he had last seen Adrienne on February 12th, as he had headed out
Okay.
of town for a golf trip. While he was on his trip, he tried calling and calling, but was never able to get through to her. When he arrived home on the 17th, he immediately noticed that her car was parked at home, but his car was missing, which is kind of strange.
Okay.
When he entered the home, he immediately finds Adrienne's beloved puppy Max lying at the bottom of the stairs. So Max was partially blind, and he figured that he had possibly fallen down the stairs.
Oh my
It's
God.
so sad. But when he scooped him up in his arms, he noted that Max seemed very weak, as if he hadn't eaten or drank in days.
Oh,
And
Max.
like this puppy was her world.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
did, like, she doted on him. We're talking
Of
sweaters,
course.
loved
Yeah.
her little
That was her
baby.
baby.
So he knew something's wrong.
Oh no.
And so John immediately calls Adrienne's mom, thinking, oh, maybe she went out there to visit. Not likely, because she wouldn't just leave Max, but
She would never leave Max. Yeah.
I'm going to check. He called everyone. He called Shandy, and like, no luck. No one has heard a peep from her, and they have
Hmm.
no idea what happened. And then the police called and said, we have really
Oh,
bad news.
we have her. Oh God.
Immediately, forensics went into the townhouse to determine if the home was in fact the crime scene. And John was like, please come in here. I don't care if you have to, like,
Do everything. Yeah.
yeah, tear it apart. I don't care.
I'd be the same.
But unfortunately, the house cleaner had been through the home on February 15th.
Shit.
But
Okay.
she did note that the dog had made several messes throughout the home, which was not
Oh,
common for Max. Max was house trained.
right. And the
But
cleaner would have never known that Max had been left alone because she would
no.
just assume that everyone had gone to work
Yep.
and
Normal
she was
day.
there doing her job and maybe he wasn't feeling well. Aw.
Yes. And she did find it out of the ordinary, though, when she went into Adrienne's room, because the top sheet that was always placed above her duvet was missing.
Oh my God.
So
Okay.
investigators noted that the sheet that was found at the crime scene did match the set of sheets that Adrienne used. I was actually very impressed. For a small town police force,
They
they
really
went
did it.
through, oh yeah, they collected so much
Good.
evidence. They went through
Good.
all the garbages. They collected empty beer bottles, plastic bags, ran prints throughout the entire house. Like,
Perfect.
they didn't cut any corners with this, and I was really impressed.
I love hearing that.
Yeah, because it's usually not the case.
I know. And we just had another case too where it was like that. The one in Mr. Curl
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. They did. Yeah, for
where they
sure.
like went hard. Yeah.
I love it. So, days after her body was found, a funeral was held to honor this beautiful girl. It was hard for friends and family to grieve, as they still had no idea what had happened to her.
Ugh.
I don't know how I would be able to cope with something like that. Like, how do you would never properly grieve until you knew.
Yeah, absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely. And you hear of stories, like we cover a lot of cases like this, and you hear of stories where they've gone their whole lives and they haven't found out. And to just, to be on your deathbed and being like, I still don't know what happened to her
I couldn't.
would just be awful.
It's
Awful.
it is awful.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, police are tirelessly processing all of the evidence they have collected between the dumping site and her home, still unaware where this crime could have taken place. They were unable to find any usable prints on the plastic bags, and it was very frustrating to say the least. They preserved the evidence in hopes that as technologies continue to and get better, they would be able to reprocess evidence again. And this is like, fuck yeah, you did. Because whoever made the choice to do that,
Hmm.
and the way they stored
Preserved it. Yeah.
and preserved it is what blows this case open later on.
Ooh, I can't
And it
wait.
just, oh,
I love me some dinner case.
I love it. So soon, John McGee's car was found left at the park and fly lot at the
Okay.
Calgary airport.
Uh-oh.
They processed the car. They didn't find much other than Adrienne's Birkenstocks inside the car, the ticket for the park and fly, which actually is a key piece of evidence because it'll tell you when the car arrived.
Yeah, yeah.
But a few cars down from this parked car, they find a pair of jeans on the ground, which is kind of odd. They
Okay.
gathered and processed them for
Uh-huh.
DNA. They were a men's size 36 waist and 30 length. Short and stocky, as they say. Now, as they are continuing the investigation, they learn that Adrienne indeed had a boyfriend. Steph- Stéphane
Uh,
Parent.
the way you just said his name tells me everything I need to know.
Mm-hmm. Stéphane was described as a fancy dresser, always well put together, hair done always, wore the best of everything, loved the finer things. This guy collected watches, and I was giggling because I was like, they're describing my husband.
I know, I was just gonna say, so Mike.
So Mike is the killer. Just
So
kidding.
Mike is
So Stefan, would go out and was very showy.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
would want to order the most expensive bottle of wine. And like, I find that very pretentious, by the way, and
I
I
I
hate it.
bet you he's a Leo.
Ooh, I would be, you'll have to look that up.
I'm gonna look it up right now while you continue.
And like, everything was like optics for him, like how
Yeah,
people saw him. He had to have the prettiest girls, he had to be the best.
yeah,
Just a fucking gag reflex all around for me.
yeah. No shit.
It was said by many that he seemed to really dote on Adrienne, calling her princess, which barf,
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. But okay.
and telling everyone how much he loved his sweet princess. Like, that really fucking grosses me out. I don't know why, but it gives me the ick.
Well, yeah.
So, Stefan was born in Ottawa, Ontario.
Okay.
He was raised in Gatineau, Quebec. He was very well liked. He had a ton of friends. He at one point played professional football in Europe, actually. Now, I wish I would have went back because I just realized, is professional football in Europe soccer,
That
or are
isn't
they
really.
call
I am assuming it's soccer.
Yeah, I'm assuming. His whole life seems to be sports related. I mean, he was literally a typical Canadian guy, hockey, football,
Yeah,
anything sports.
yeah.
When he returned to Canada from his football career not thriving, he briefly did marry a woman. I couldn't find like any information on it because very quickly after they got married, he began working in nightclubs and just lived the party lifestyle.
Okay,
And that
right.
was the end of that. I mean,
Yeah.
as it does. So in 2000, he decided to move out to Calgary, where he was hired at Studio 82. So that is where
Oh,
he,
okay, that's their connection. Got it.
yes.
Got it.
One thing we need to know about John McGee was he never would entertain interwork dating. It was
Okay.
not,
Okay, right, because stepdad is our boss.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
And
Got it.
he
Got
was
it.
very strict about the rules. He didn't think anything of it though, because Adrian was 12 years younger than
Mm,
Stefan. So he was like, probably not a problem. And honestly, Stefan was just smitten with this beautiful,
of
bubbly
course.
blonde.
If I know anything, men generally are super like when a woman who's 10 plus years younger than you starts like giving you attention,
Oh,
they're like, "Hello,
yeah, still got
I
it.
am the shit." Yeah.
Fuck. So yeah, so he was absolutely smitten, and she became just, completely obsessed with him as well.
Of course.
And she spoke to her stepdad, and he said, like, you guys can stay working here, but there's not to be any nonsense at work. I'm
No hanky
no
panky.
hanky panky. So they both work there. Between the two, they seemed very level, and Adrienne was very mature for her age, and they seemed to really relate to each other.
All right.
So a year later in 2001, the couple was expecting a baby.
Oh,
Yeah. Adrienne was over the moon, although the pregnancy was unplanned. She was ready to become a mother. And honestly, she seemed really content. Her friends said she was ready to settle down. She didn't need the party life. She found the man
yeah,
of her dreams. He's older, so
yeah. Having a baby.
having a baby. So they're living together. But
Okay.
sadly, that October, she did give birth to a stillborn baby.
Oh, Adrian.
And this broke her.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
It literally broke her heart, and she spent quite a while grieving the loss of her child.
Mm,
And like at first, Stefan seemed devastated as well, but
yeah.
not as like sympathetic or heartbroken as she was.
Ooh.
So
And okay, everyone reacts differently.
absolutely.
And I rarely will judge someone based on the way that they grieve, but that would be heartbreaking for her to have
Yes,
her like literal pieces of her heart on the floor and to have him be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm sad."
that sucks.
Like, "Oh,
And
good."
yeah, when I continue the story of this fucking idiot, I'll start painting a more honest picture of him
Ah, okay.
because he was so concerned about optics.
Mhm.
And you know how sometimes it takes a little bit of coaxing for people to really open up about who someone really is.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm just trying to paint a picture of how serious this couple's relationship was.
Yeah.
And police are like, okay, we got to get a hold of him. Let's talk to the boyfriend. But what police discover, and this is just fucking crazy to me, is that the morning after Adriana's death,
Okay.
Stefan had showed up at the Calgary airport look,
Okay. Yeah.
looking to get the first flight out of Calgary to Ottawa. Now, this in itself is very suspicious, but the fact that he paid for everything cash sets off
Is
alarm bells.
worse. Yeah, that's not good.
And like a last minute flight, that's not fucking cheap.
No.
Like back then, I think he paid, I looked it up because I was curious and I compared to what it would be today. It was like 650 around that.
So that's not cheap.
That's not cheap. And this is way back in 2001
Okay.
or two. So things are weird. Calgary detectives immediately hop on a flight to Ottawa. They contact the local authorities in hopes to alert them to the shitstorm that's coming their way.
Yes.
They land and immediately get in touch with Stefan's mother, Carol.
Okay.
And they're like, hey, we're trying to get a hold of Stefan. Do you know where
Hey,
he is?
Carol, where's Stefan?
Now they're trying to be really casual. They're like, we have
Yeah.
some sad news to tell him. We'd really
Yeah.
like to contact him because they don't want to alert him that they're like, something's sus here. She's like, I haven't heard from him, but if I do hear from him, I'll let you know. Now I'm calling bullshit on Carol because your
Yeah,
baby
we
boy
see
didn't
this a
fly
lot.
home.
No, and not call. Well, I mean, he could have, but I highly doubt it.
Mm-mm.
We see this so much with moms, and like, guys, I get it. I do.
Yeah.
I get like your baby calls you, maybe in tears, maybe not, and they're like, "Oh, I fucked up," like, or "I'm coming home and I you can't ask questions." Yes, you can.
Yes.
Yes, you can. And when the police call you and say, "Hey, we're looking for Stefan," you immediately go, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Listen, he did come home. I don't know where he is right now, but he's acting really fucking weird.
So
You have to.
she's saying No, I don't know where he is. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
So detectives, and I love this part because this was just like so funny to me. They're like, well, Carol, we have a dead body on our hands. We're going to have to put out a missing persons report. We're going to put it everywhere because we
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
find him. He could be
yeah,
hurt.
yeah, yeah.
So
What
they
a good
do.
move. That's amazing. And
And
she just said, okay, no problem.
she goes, oh, okay. So they put it out. And who do you think calls immediately? Stefan. He's like, hey, don't worry about me, guys. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
fine.
Because now the whole country is looking for him. So
You look like
cool.
a
Good job,
fucking
Stefan.
jackass.
Well done.
So over the course of the next few days, Stefan is calling the lead detective.
Okay.
His mom is being super elusive still. Like if they call, because she was kind of like the point of contact, so they would call the mom and say like we need to talk to him, and then he would call them. It was very fucking weird.
Hold up a sec. I'd be like, Stefan, you're a 32-year-old man, or however fucking old he was. I'd be like, could you do me a favor and leave me your fucking phone number, please?
Oh no. And this is the weirdest
Oh,
thing. He is like playing kind of games. He'd
of
like
course he
talk to them
is.
for a bit and he'd be like, call you in a couple days. It's crazy. And they'd be like, listen, Stefan, we just need you to come in and talk to us. No, I don't think I feel like doing that. But they had
No, we're not
no
going to do that.
evidence. They have no evidence. They
Right. So they can't
cannot.
hold him. No, they can't
They
hold him. They
can't
can't
arrest
arrest
him.
him. Nope.
So they're like a whole week of this bullshit. Stefan, are you going to come talk to us? No, I don't think I'm going to come today. Maybe tomorrow. The fuck are you talking about?
I cannot. I must find when this man's birthday is.
It's
And
just
listen,
weird.
I love you, Leos, so much, but this man is given the most, not because he's a murderer, but this man gives the most Leo energy I have felt in a long time.
Just very, very evasive, very like, I don't know.
Wow.
He, in fact, never did go and see police.
Of course not.
All they could do was take down the missing persons report because now he's not a missing person. And that was it. Okay, so during this week, while Stefan's playing games and being a dickhead,
Yep.
um, police are like, well, you know what? Let's take this opportunity. We'll go talk to some of his old friends, some family
Okay.
members. Let's dig into this guy because he's fucking weird. So the ironic thing was that once his friends kind of began like talking, they couldn't shut
Okay.
the fuck up. And it was so funny because they start talking about Stefan like a whole other person. Before it was like,
Oh boy.
great guy, good at sports, super great with girls. And all of a sudden, it starts snowballing, and all this information emerges that he is not this fun loving,
No.
charismatic guy. His close friends start painting this dark picture of someone who is very condescending.
Oh.
Someone who, if you said the sky is blue, he's going to
He'd
fucking
argue.
fight you. Um,
I
I
can't
hate people
handle
like
people like
that.
that.
Or the one uppers, the fucking one uppers.
I'm constantly just like, do you know how easy it would be, even if you are right?
Shut the
Even
fuck
if you're
up.
right, just shut. At one point, it's like, let it go. You gotta just let that shit go.
There are days, and I do come into contact with a lot of people. I just
Because
smile and nod.
you're like,
I have no opinions because I don't care.
I
Um,
don't.
I don't care. So yeah, like this guy, every time he would go out, there would be an altercation. Like this guy, everywhere he went, there was fights, arguments, just a whole big fucking drama fest. Um, and investigators started being like, maybe we really need to start looking in Stefan. Like, obviously,
Obviously.
like it doesn't take a
I
genius.
I'm surprised that from the very start of talking to Stefan, they weren't like,
I think they were, but I think
I'm
that they
sure they were,
had
but
such little information.
well, and with no evidence, it doesn't matter. Like you would almost get to the point where you're like, well, I guess my new job is finding the evidence to be able to arrest him because
Yeah.
otherwise I'm barking up a tree that isn't going to lead to anywhere.
No, everything
Mm,
is soup. Like, it's not, there's not even circumstantial evidence at this point.
mm-hmm,
Like, it's just
mm-hmm.
like he was her,
Nothing.
you know? They leave Ottawa after the week, after digging and really trying their
Right.
hardest to get something, anything. They return back to Calgary, but they come back and forth quite a bit because they're like, The math isn't mathing with this guy. We
No.
need to like figure it out. So they just couldn't get that break they needed. And they were so fucking frustrated. Like you could even in the interviews with police officers that were on the case and detectives, they were like,
Hmm.
we knew, but we had nothing.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
the
God.
craziest shit.
That would be so frustrating.
Yeah. So the only thing they could determine as of this point was that he was a very spoiled kid and very fucking mean to his mom. And I mean like
Oh, no.
like
Carol.
oh yeah, he treated Carol like absolute garbage.
Oh, so maybe she was like that because she was
I
scared.
think she was very intimidated by him.
Sorry,
Um
Carol.
Sorry
I didn't
Carol, we
mean it.
didn't know. Like unless she was doing what he wanted, he would berate her and be very, very verbally abusive. I think that's why she wasn't cooperative because she probably
Yeah.
was terrified and she
Yeah.
maybe knew like my son's a fucking nut job.
Yeah, probably.
But this information was indeed helpful in gaining a sense of who he was. And for
Yeah.
others, I feel like if you say to somebody, like, tell me about Ashley, they're going to be like, oh, she's great. If you're like, okay, so I heard she's like a complete fucking bitch, more than, likely someone will be like, yeah, you know what this one time, like
Absolutely.
people
Absolutely.
will
People aren't,
open up.
and not only that, but, uh, and I'm sure they didn't talk to all the friends together, but especially if you're in a group, like everyone will just pick up on everything.
It's like a snowball.
I know.
And
Telephone.
it
Oh
was.
boy.
So they go back to Calgary and they're like, hey, you guys were friends of Adrienne and Stefan's. Like, how were they as a couple? And initially, when people talked about them, it was sunshine and fucking rainbows, princess this and fucking bottles of wine that.
Hmm.
This time, they go in saying, so we heard that like Stefan can be kind of mean and a little bit argumentative. Like, did you ever see that side of him? Friends begin telling investigators that after the loss of their child, the relationship began deteriorating. As
Hmm.
Adrienne grieved, Stefan got irritated just days after the baby passed and took a tropical vacation alone.
I hope that you're kidding.
Uh-uh. He goes to a fuck.
What?
Yeah, he goes to the Caribbean. He's like, you're kind. He said she was really getting annoying days after her child died. So I'm gonna book a fucking trip and
I'm having
see
a
you
hard
later.
time.
Yeah, yeah, asshole.
What?
He's a fucking nut job.
I'm I am enraged by
I
this.
know.
So let so hold up. He just left her, not
Yep.
only postpartum,
Yes.
but okay, okay, all right. I hate him.
She was crying and it was making him feel irritated,
Ugh,
Chantal.
that's so annoying.
Oh,
How dare you lose your child and feel pain?
right? Fucker.
Oh my God. I'm so mad.
So also, remember how I explained that Stefan had luxury tastes on a server budget?
Yes, I do.
They had some serious financial troubles.
Oof.
Now listen, my husband could tell me I have always dreamed of working at Burger King, and that's what I
Mm-hmm.
want to do. I'd be like, yeah, baby, you bring me back some
Absolutely.
matzo sticks, it's fine. However,
Absolutely.
we live within the Burger King budget. We're not out there
That's right.
buying like
That's right.
fancy
If
ass
this
bottles
is
of wine.
Yeah, if this is what you either want to do or it's all you can do right now, we'll
Fine.
make it work. We'll figure it the fuck
Absolutely.
out.
Obviously, it is not to me very attractive when a man 12 years older than Adrian is out there acting like he's this fucking hotshot.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're fucking making below minimum wage, treating everyone else like they're stupid and pieces of shit below you. Fuck off, Stefan.
Yeah, no shit.
Adrienne confided in those close to her that she had to pawn her things just to make the bills. Never his things.
Ooh, never his stuff, always
No,
hers.
she went without. And at one point, she even asked her best friend Shandy if she could borrow some money to put
Oh,
down on the items
my
she had to
heart.
pawn because she didn't want to lose her things.
Of course.
I'm
Of
like,
course.
do you know how sad that, like, if you came to me and said, Ashley, I had to pawn my grandmother's something, as your best friend, I'd be like, girl, no, you're not doing that. Like,
You're like, we will figure it the
I
fuck out.
will,
You are not doing that.
like, it's hard.
Oh, that's awful. Oh, and I hate that he was like, oh yeah, you can sell your shit.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Like, sell your fucking watches.
Yeah.
Sell your fucking hair.
Taking a
I don't
fucking
care.
vacation.
Don't take a fuck. I can't.
No.
I want to punch him in the face.
Well, you're going to really want to punch him in the face
Oh
soon.
boy.
The relationship was becoming more and more volatile.
Right.
At one point, Adrienne had called her dad and said that Stefan had hit her on occasion.
Oh, good.
However, there were never any records of abuse
No,
reported,
because
and
she didn't call.
she didn't call. She never pressed charges.
No.
Um, at one point, her father did press the issue because he was in law enforcement, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Adrienne, you have to make a report. Like, let's get
Yeah.
this on paper."
Yeah.
And she went ballistic. She was protecting him. She was like, "No, I can't. I love
No.
him. I'm not doing that." And apparently, this was the first time her dad had said she ever got mad at her dad. So he was like, I
Oh,
didn't know what to do because she'd never gotten mad and I didn't want to lose my
oh,
daughter. Yeah.
that
So,
breaks my heart.
yeah, yeah. And she wouldn't go against him. Like, as much as a piece of shit, he was very condescending in public and would make her look silly or stupid. She would
Hmm.
never.
No, no, of
No,
course
no.
not.
So, this obviously does leave room for speculation, as a lot of abuse victims will often protect and cover for their abuser.
Yes, 100%.
With what we know, like he treated his own mother like absolute shit. It wasn't a far
Yeah.
stretch to assume that he was also acting this way towards someone he was in a relationship with.
Yeah. Yeah. No kidding.
And the days leading up to her murder, she was with Stefan. In fact, she had to testify in court for Stefan for charges against him for a traffic stop. He was being charged with impaired driving, obstructing a peace officer, and refusing to stop for a peace officer. Right there, that tells me, buddy, you got pulled over for drinking and driving, but tried to argue your way out of it because you're a
I was going
fucking
to say,
garbage man. Like, I hate you.
yeah, those charges tell me everything I need to know about Stefan.
Yeah. And
Like, you idiot.
then tried to fight the peace officer.
Fuck
Like, you're
off.
an idiot.
He's like, I'm just doing my job, man. Like, I don't want to be here either.
Right?
Just take the ticket. Let's not make this a big deal.
Everything was a big deal with him. When police heard that they had been at court, they went down to the court office and said, "Hey, did you see these two here together? Like,
Hmm.
what did it seem like? What did the relationship look like? Did it seem tense?" And they said they had witnessed the couple engaging in a very hostile conversation outside the
Oh,
courtroom.
oh no.
And while all these witnesses came forward, some had claimed they had witnessed Stefan choking Adrienne, and that,
Okay.
yep, and that the arguments were becoming more and more hostile.
Can you hold up a sec? We're outside a courtroom. Like, tell me if I'm getting this wrong because maybe like I just have a headache. We're outside a courtroom and people see this man
Grab her.
choking and grabbing
And
this
they're
woman.
arguing. Yep. And when they started talking to people, this wasn't the first time
Uh
this has been
huh.
said. And I find it really funny because in my mind, okay, if one of my friends goes missing and she has a boyfriend that I know is fucking choking her here and there, maybe I would have said something sooner.
Ash, if I was a stranger anywhere, outside a courthouse, in a bathroom, downtown, I don't care. If I saw a stranger, especially a man, putting his hands on a
No, no.
woman, I am making the biggest fucking scene. I am calling 911. I am like,
Yes.
this man's going to be like, I thought she was my worst nightmare, but you are.
Yeah. Literally.
Oh
Literally.
my God.
Yeah, yeah. So, unfortunately, over the course of the last little while, Adrian's stepdad, John, had to let them both go because work was getting hostile. Things were just
Oh God.
not
No
healthy.
shit. I know.
And it was not long after that that Adrienne had told people close to her that she was ready to move on and be done with the relationship. So, just before Valentine's Day, she called her mom. She said, "I can't do it anymore. I was
Yeah.
accepted into this program for school to be a
Oh.
designer."
Oh.
Yeah, so that was the plan. She was going to go there, wait for school to begin, and everything was going to be great. So that is where we're kind of present time now.
Okay, gotcha.
So years go by. There are no arrests. There's nothing. This case is
Mm-hmm.
colder than a friggin', well, I can't say that, but
Yeah, please don't say anything that's gonna get us in trouble. That would be great. I know you're fucked up right now, but can we not?
I was like, oh, no, that's not a funny joke.
You're like, nope, we're
I
not
just
allowed to
thought of
say.
something my grandma used to say.
Nope, we
Oh,
can't.
no, we can't.
Anything our grandparents said,
No.
we can't say.
So yeah, years go by, cold.
Right.
Every year,
Which
friends
is
and
awful.
it's fucking terrible because like you know who fucking did it.
I know. I was gonna say, we all know it was Stefan.
Fucking Stefan Parent. Sound like a dick. Anyways, if your last name's Parent, I'm really sorry.
We
I'm just
love you.
yeah. Sorry.
We just don't like this guy.
It took the drugs and the drugs are working.
Oh my God.
Every year they had this ceremony and it was beautiful. And actually, one of the interviews was caught for like, I think it was CTV News.
Okay.
And somebody at the thing literally says they knew who the culprit was and that they truly believed they would bring them back to Calgary and justice would come. Everybody is like, we all know who the fuck it is, but we just don't have
Yeah.
evidence.
Yeah.
So in 2013, along 11 years after her murder,
Oh no.
a new inspector took a deeper look at the case. Inspector Chad Corluck. He looked at it with fresh eyes and he went over all possible suspects and
Okay.
all the circumstantial evidence that came back.
Mhm.
And every piece of evidence, every suspect, every possible fucking tingle comes back to Stefan. Technology is moving very fast.
Okay.
And there is this new inspector with fresh eyes. He knows all the fresh
Love that.
technology. And
Love that.
he's like, there has been so many advancements. I'd like to take all of the evidence and reprocess everything. The garbage bags found at the site where her body was found were reprocessed using a new technique. And what they found was literally the missing key. They found two prints
Okay.
belonging to Stefan. The jeans that were also found,
Worst of fans.
they had blood belonging to Adrienne, but
Oh my God.
also Stefan's DNA was inside the pockets. Like
Oh
smoking
my
gun.
God.
They're like,
Oh
perfect,
my
we can
God.
bring him in. So with this information, they decide to do a re-interview. They pull in Stefan's half sister and they're like, hey,
Okay.
I know we've already interviewed in the past.
Yeah.
But this time she seems a little more willing to talk, and I don't know what
Okay.
had changed over the past decade.
Right.
She tells investigators that when she had spoke to Stefan, he told her that the last time he had seen Adrienne was when she dropped him off at the airport the morning he was leaving for a supposed guy's trip to Ottawa.
Okay.
That he had watched her drive away in his vehicle and that he had seen someone watching her drive off and that he was sure this was the person that murdered her. The person probably followed her and killed her. Now, three things. Number one, you're not going to go on a planned guy trip paying cash the morning of. You're going to pay double the price for and you booked a fucking one-way ticket, bro. That's 2 points right there.
That's not a guy. And also, like, I mean, I don't know, guys are pretty last minute, but also,
Yes, but
just that morning, your buddies were like, hey man, we
at
know
like
it's a
6 a.m.
we know it's a Tuesday, but like wanna have a guy's day?
Like,
Like, what the
fuck off.
yeah, no problem. Let me just catch a flight.
And it's funny that he decided, like, because obviously they'd found out she had passed away, and he's like, oh, the last time I saw her, yada, yada, yada. But then
But
he,
then
he states on another occasion to her,
mhm,
after the fact, that that morning, Adrienne had been sleeping so well he hadn't wanted to wake her, so he went and got the keys to the car and drove himself to the airport. Then goes on to
okay.
say that he is sure someone was watching him leave the apartment and then they knew she was
Oh,
alone and
yes.
they went and
Yeah.
killed her.
Likely story.
So the sister is like, okay, so over the past couple of years, the story is obviously changed.
Yeah.
But again, ma'am, right there, call the cops. Hello? No?
I
Anyone?
can't. No. I would be the first person, like, brother, sister, I don't care. I don't
No.
care. It would break my heart.
And she called him out on it. She's like, "Wait a minute. You told me she had drove you to the
Oh,
airport." And he says to her, "No, no, no. I was out of my mind and not thinking straight. I drove myself and that's what happened. And I left the car there and that's that."
she's lucky that she survived because,
He
as we
could have
know
fucking
with,
killed her.
I was going to say, as we know with Robert Durst, like the minute that you start asking questions and they feel like their freedom is at risk,
Yep.
you are in so much danger.
So yeah, so after police were certain they had enough evidence to charge and convict Stefan, they were able to make their arrest. 16 years to the day, they issued a warrant of arrest for Adrienne's murder. 16
Oh,
years to the
wow.
day. Yep,
And to the day that she
she was
died, like
murdered.
February 14th.
Yeah.
Oh,
They charged him of second degree murder. They flew him back to Alberta to stand trial. On September 2021, a jury trial went underway. The
okay.
facts were there. The strangulation was personal and intimate.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
had not been raped. The
right.
DNA evidence, like the DNA was there, so that
Yeah,
wasn't a
yeah,
question. And his stepsisters or half sister, we'll say,
yeah. Hmm.
her testimony was the nail on his coffin because he lied and it was right there and she was willing to say no, like this is what was
Good
said.
job.
Stefan
Good
was
for
too much
her.
of a coward to testify
Yeah.
because he's a fucking coward. They tried to say that he was already in Ottawa when she was
Murdered?
murdered, but
No, he wasn't.
no.
Fuck
Um,
off.
so the jury does find him guilty. He is charged with second degree murder and sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole for 17 years, which
I can't with this country.
I know,
Don't even get me started. 17 years? Are you and how many years since he killed her? What was it, 11?
16 years because he was
16
arrested.
years?
Yeah,
No, no. I'm
he's
sorry.
already had free 16 fucking years.
Oh,
He needs to be
man.
there for life. And also, one little part of the story that I hadn't mentioned, and it makes me really
Hmm.
sad, is like Adrienne's parents not only lost her, but when she was found deceased, her brother couldn't cope with the loss of his
Hmm.
sister and became heavily addicted to all sorts of drugs, homelessness, and did overdose and
Oh,
pass away. So
oh my
this
God, my heart.
Stefan was responsible for the loss of a family, the loss of a sister, the loss of a daughter, the loss of a brother. He fucking destroyed these people's lives.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yes,
Let's play pretend for a second.
I love this game.
So, in this case, Stefan has murdered Adrienne, and let's say her brother was clean before the murder. And after the murder, like you said, gets addicted to substances, ends up homeless, ends up ODing. Should Stefan be at least responsible for manslaughter?
Okay, so
Where do you stand on that?
I have a really hard time with this because as much as I
Hmm.
want to say yes,
Hmm.
no one ever forces another person to take
Yes.
drugs, to do
And I
drugs.
agree with you. I agree with you. I almost wish there was
Yes,
some
there should
kind
be
of,
some kind of
well,
justice.
and I've seen this in cases before a lot of times, like when it is without a doubt that that person has, abused drugs or killed themselves because of the murder of a loved one, the family has sued them.
Yes. I
Has sued.
don't
So it's not charges, but they'll bring a lawsuit against them for their death.
feel like
And I don't know.
I think, well, it's
It's
hard to
definitely
say.
case by case.
Yeah, and especially like in today's day and age, we have opiate crisis.
Yeah, exactly. It's everywhere.
It's hard to say like what is the root cause.
Yeah, I
I don't
know. I
know,
know.
but I do
And that's
know
yeah.
he should be held accountable. I hold him accountable.
I do too, and obviously her family does. And I don't know. I'm having a hard time. 17 years is nothing,
I know, and like
especially because he was free for so long.
I fucking it. And the thing that pisses me off is like this motherfucker. Okay, so that was 2016. So in the
9
next,
years.
yeah,
I know.
he could be my
And
neighbor. No,
he's in the fifth he's in his 50s, but still he's still going to be um able to
there
do shit when he gets out.
He doesn't deserve to get out.
No, I know. I agree.
Fucking
I agree.
throw away the key.
Get out of here.
So that was my Valentine's Day story.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. And thank you for making me cry. I would
Oh,
I'm gonna get your poem fucking printed and put up in my
you're
studio.
killing me. You're gonna have to like,
You know I'm gonna.
oh, I
You
have
know I'm
it's
gonna.
it's in the drive. You can have it
They're
there.
gonna they're gonna hang it's gonna hang right next to the screenshots of all the women flirting with Matt through me.
I love it. I fucking love it. You know what? Good for Matt. He still got it.
Listen, this man's gonna got it for so many years.
Yeah. Fucking men. The thing that pisses me off, and I'd like to just say this
Tell
before we
me.
go, because it's Valentine's Day, and
Yep.
fucking men. I find men get more like attractive and
Oh,
sexy.
I wake up looking like a goblin.
Right, same.
Matt rolls over looking like a fucking Viking king.
I know.
Stay tuned, guys. We have actually a little surprise for you this week.
Mhm.
So, like, keep watching social media. We hope that you have a lovely Tuesday, and we will see you for sure on Friday.
Bye. Thanks for joining us on Triggered, where we dive deep into the dark, the twisted, and the cosmic mysteries of the universe.
Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, always watch the stars and your back.